this section will be on Sony TVs. So Sony are a Japanese brand. They are probably the most well-renowned consumer electronics brand worldwide now. At some point in everyone's life, they have had a Sony product or will own a Sony product, coming from TVs, speakers, the PlayStation, Sony phones, and even back in the day, Walkmans and MP3s as well. So in terms of their legacy, they are massive in consumer electronics. In terms of their television sets that you'll be selling and showing people in store along with our own products, they are generally renowned, and they have certain features which we're going to touch on. So the first thing is their operating system. So with their smart side of things, they use an Android platform. So an Android operating system prior to 2014, 2015 was mainly seen in tablets and tablets and smartphones. Sony were the first brand to integrate it into a TV so they could get all the catch-up in Netflix, Amazon Prime. The Android operating system is very much love-hate. It is the most Marmite operating system there will be on the market. The pros is that it's pretty much an open platform. You can download just about every app you can physically find, such as Major League Baseball, American apps, that type of thing. The con of it, just like a phone, just like a tablet, Android operating systems do require a vast amount of software updates. And also they will never perform as quick as a simple television operating system such as Tizen or WebOS, which are used by Samsung or LG. Other things Sony are known for in their TVs in terms of picture quality is motion handling. So for watching sports, they do tend to be the strongest in terms of quick, fast motion, reducing that drag or smur effect on a football, for example. But also they're fantastic in terms of colour reproduction. Reds are truly red. I always use the analogy of a Formula One Ferrari car. If you want to see true red, then that's where you see it on a Sony TV. Sony, in terms of their TVs, we've got 3 focus models, starting off with the Sony XF80. So the XF80 model, and the main reason we're doing this is because they do a 43-inch version. So it's available in 43, 49, and 55 inches. This TV is a really good performer at a reasonable price across all of those sizes. It's kind of their entry point to get their operating system and some of their best technology, which we'll touch on. This TV is a 50 Hertz panel in terms of motion handling, which is generally sufficient at 43 inches. You may find it a little bit weaker at 49 and 55. It incorporates Sony's triluminous display as well. Now, Sony's triluminous display is all about giving you a wider range of color. Triluminous display, the best way I've ever had it described, if you imagine an artist painting a picture or coloring a picture with 10 crayons, and then imagine him doing it with 20 crayons. So the 20 crayon analogy is the amount of more color that you get through a triluminous display. It's an enhanced way of giving you that best accuracy, but also wider range of colors. When we move up to the Sony XF90, so the Sony XF90 is the model up. It's available this time in 49, 55, 65, and 75 inches. The difference between the XF90 from the XF80, it still has a triluminous display, but it's also a backlit TV. Now, all LEDs have got lighting built into the TVs. They're mostly built down the side of the TV, which we'll refer to as edge lit, or they can be bottom and top lit. The XC90 is a rare TV being backlit. So the LED lights go all the way across the TV, meaning that there's no drop off of color or image accuracy within that picture. It's not rare to find it at 49 inch. It's a massive selling point there, but also throughout the 55 and 65 inch range too. It's 100 Hertz, so it's double the motion handling of the XF80, so an increase in terms of motion clarity. And then it also incorporates Sony's X1 Extreme processor. So if you imagine, a top-end TV like the XF90 showing a really average broadcast, so let's say daytime TV, the X1 Extreme processor reads the data which is coming in through the TV and will enable it to produce a much better image, clearer image, processing everything it physically can. And then we move on from the XF90 into the Sony OLEDs. So the Sony OLEDs there's 2 of them. They consist of the model known as the A1 and the AF8. Now, Sony's OLEDs follow the same principle as any OLED on the shop floor. They are the best for viewing angles. They are the future of TV technology. Every pixel has got its own light source. So that's 8 million pixels being able to shut on and off. So it gives you the perfect black. and more color accuracy as well. The main difference between the A1 and the AF8 when you see them in store will be design. Now, interestingly enough, Sony's OLEDs incorporate built-in sound. They call it the acoustic surface. The acoustic surface is trying to give the customer the option of buying Sony's best picture whilst incorporating the screen making sound. So the screen is the speaker essentially, and both of the AF8 and the A1 have very small inbuilt subwoofers on the back of the TV. They are good sounding for a TV, but they are no match for a decent quality audio product. They are still definitely TVs where you can attach a P70W or an A70 to give the customer the best audio quality. But it's worth noting that if you see those TVs in store, a lot of customers will have or come in with the opinion that they don't need a soundbar, but you can demonstrate that they do still. They are not superior sounding compared to a soundbar. So your typical Sony customer, expect a lot of people who come in with the ideology of buying Sony to have had Sony in the past. Sony and Panasonic are generally considered legacy brands within consumer TV electronics. They have had Sony previously. They might have had 3 or 4 before that of Sony. They will continue buying the brand because they trust it. Brand equity in Sony with customers does tend to be a very big thing. But additionally as well, the customers who do tend to buy Sony do tend to be sports fans, because like I've stated previously, Sony TVs being colourful, being very good for motion handling, and also Sony have sponsored the Olympics, the World Cup in the past as well. So they are generally very much tied into that sports side of things. They are great for movie watchers, but expect most people who come in wanting a Sony to have either owned Sony in the past and continue wanting to have Sony, or they are big into sports.